Today on the Cooligans, we are talking about the MLS final, the MLS is back final. Okay, now the MLS is back, and now the MLS is back, and we're going to talk about the return of the season as well, NWSL news, and a little bit of just other general news in soccer.
That's right, and we're going to talk to Gianluca Busio, and what's up with his passport? Why is Taylor 12 making it so hot?
Okay, a lot of drama. All right,
that and more today on the Cooligans! Yeah, baby!
Yes. Let's go. Let's do this. Come on. What is going on? Look at this. I'm wearing an MLS shirt. You're wearing a USL shirt, an old-timey USL shirt.
Old-timey don't exist no more.
Okay. We are excited to be here. Thank you so much for joining us. We are the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
That's right. I'm Alexis Guerreros.
All right. We are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest soccer show on television.
That's right, and it also happens to be the gulliest, and it's not just that, it's also Landon Donovan's favorite.
Okay, we've gotten that confirmation. That's right. All right, look, we won him over, and all of a sudden,
right.
He is. We are now his favorite television program. We bumped Grey's Anatomy. So I'm excited. Okay.
Sorry, friends. You're now down to third.
Okay. We were behind La Rosa de Guadalupe.
But we done moved up.
We moved up. Okay.
It was, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of it was on goal differential, right? But still, all that counts is the W.
Yes. I don't know if you know that, Landon Donovan loves telenovelas.
Yeah, dude. He's like, Maria.
So,
Landon.
What's good, everybody? Did you enjoy the MLS is Back final? If you are a Portland Timbers fan, I am very sure you did. If you are a Orlando City fan, you may not have.
Yeah, I feel bad. One of our friends, one of our fans, lives in England. Stayed up, got up at 2:30 in the morning, or stayed up. I'm not sure. Yeah. 2:30 in the morning to watch that match. The man ruined his week for Orlando.
That's right. Yeah. After that, your sleep cycle's ruined for the week.
Yeah. His friends are like, "Nah, mate, you got to stop with the MLS, mate. You can't do it,
you're
mate.
destroying your family.
Nah, mate. You don't get your sleep back, mate. You can't. You can't catch up on sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm not sure what region my accent started and moved to. Let us know in the chat. I don't think there is a chat, but let us know.
Yeah, it was like Newcastle, and then all of a sudden it became New Jersey.
Yo, I stays new though.
No, but let's talk about the final. Obviously, Portland Timbers win 2-1. Final match of the MLS is Back tournament. I mean, we saw the celebrations, we saw everything. I mean,
it clearly meant something.
It did.
So, we've had this conversation. I don't know that we figured it out. What does this mean? What does this trophy mean?
Yeah,
they're talking about
MLS is back and life. You ask the same questions. What does it all mean?
What does it mean, dude? Like, why are we on this rock called Orlando right now? Honestly, this isn't an MLS Cup, right?
No.
Like Bobby Boswell put out a tweet, said, if Portland adds a star to the top of their crest for this, how would you feel? You can't do that.
No, that's a little too
You
much.
can add an asterisk. That'd be dope. Right?
There was some people were suggesting putting the COVID virus as next to the
hilarious, or that little fallout shelter thingy, warning. That'd be hilarious. I doubt they'll ever do something for NWSL. The Challenge Cup was essentially their championship for that season.
Exactly.
So fair if Houston Dash want to add a star. Absolutely fair. In fact, I applaud them if they do. Portland can't do that. So what does this mean? I don't know, but watching it, they seemed excited. Their fans seemed excited. Our fans from Portland seemed drunk. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, look, the game itself, as far as look, let's at least I know Orlando City fans, it's definitely, bitter, right? And it's not even about bittersweet because they've experienced just bitterness the last 5 years. And to see them turn things around and play this well, it was like we can't believe that this is happening, right? Like, how are we not only
no one believed in them until the final.
Yeah, not only
and then they lost.
Not only are they winning games, but then they were winning in dramatic fashion. Those late winners, winning in penalties, that takes a lot of just mental strength that they really did not have in the previous 4 years. They were losing games late all the time, couldn't just stick it out and win matches, even with their big players. So
it's 100% a winning mentality, and it's something that it seems like Nani, won the Euros, has played on big clubs. It's something that feels like Nani has sort of been able to infiltrate, right? Oscar Pareja has changed the mentality of the club from underdog to if you just keep your head in it and you can win. The shame is it's like in the final, which if Orlando wins, everyone else was going to say, like, this doesn't matter. It's a competition. That's not going to ever happen again. So, but still, there was something about getting them over that hump. But I still feel, and if you're an Orlando fan, I get it. You're not excited about the fact that you lost, more of the same. But the perception of your club has changed. Right.
Yeah.
If you're not an Orlando fan, you no longer see Orlando as, oh, that's an easy week,
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same. Orlando's different, especially if you're an Atlanta fan, right? Yeah. Orlando's not easy to beat up anymore. Orlando came back to school this year a bit swole. We can't pick on them.
Oh, you got new sneakers. Damn, bro. Yeah. Okay. Back to school day.
Honestly, normally I would make fun of you, but like, where'd you get those? Right? Like, as opposed to what are those?
Okay. You've been shopping at Jimmy Jazz, okay?
Damn, son, you got Dr. J on text.
All right, we're gonna hit you with the wild Brooklyn references.
Hell yeah!
It's only 6 people are gonna get this.
Respect on North. Our Dr. J's was wild. The back door was bigger than the front door at Dr. J's. If you know what I'm talking about. Shouts to all my friends and cousins that work there.
No, but Nani, I don't have the quote in front of me, but he was. Pretty much saying how, like,
you said it. How do you not have the quote in front of you? You don't remember saying it, Nani?
You know what? I have a really poor memory. I think my brain is going. I don't know what to tell you. No, but he had mentioned that that he was like, this team it's a different team. You saw how we played. You saw how teams played against us, and it was different. And honestly, it was a rough bounce, right? Like when we were talking to Landon Donovan, he had mentioned about that the level between the U.S. and these other countries is large, but the difference between Spain, Portugal, England, or whatever is just like one bad bounce, and all of a sudden you're out of the tournament. And I feel like that's what happened to Orlando. It's just like.
I disagree. I think in order for Orlando to have won, especially against a team that is clearly prepared for these moments and sits back and waits for you to make a mistake, I think a lot of this falls on the players that needed to step up and didn't. The first name that comes to mind is Chris Mueller. It seemed like when the ball got to his feet, I don't know if the pressure got to him or it was just a bad game and it just happened to have come on a final. Clearly an incredible player. I don't mean to pile on him. He probably feels worse than anyone feels about him, unless you're probably the guy who stayed up at 2:30 in the morning to watch the match. Shouts to you, Andrew. Honestly, in those moments, it's like, it's a final. You can't have a bad game. And he did. And he's not the only one, right? There was really silly fouls. There was really sort of just the team as a whole started to crack a bit as opposed to bend. They started to break a little bit where they hadn't in the past. But all credit goes to Portland, which literally seems like they played the exact same match over and over and over again on the way to the final. It didn't matter what you were going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Chara's going to rough you up a little bit. You know what I mean? And we're going to try to score when we can.
They were consistent. I think, obviously winning the tournament for the Timbers meant something, and it was significant.
Yeah.
But there's no there's no denying that if Orlando won, it would have meant more to that team. I think the underdog story, and it wasn't like, Timbers have just been dominant forever, but like they have nothing. You know what I mean?
No, but it was good for Gio Savarese to win, though. Yeah, I felt good.
Look, the season is coming right back. Right, so today we are recording before the match between Dallas and Nashville. But obviously, right back at it, regular season, home markets. We'll see what happens. So we'll get back after this, and we'll be talking more about the MLS season returning.
Hey, I'm Zarek Valentine, and I kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans Living Room FC. And make sure you stick around because we will be joined by Gianluca Busio of Sporting Kansas City. Okay, so let's talk about the MLS season resuming. It is already happened by the time you are watching this. So
there's no relaxation after a championship. Parade, nope. Get back in your locker rooms, boys.
Yeah, I think originally it was probably, after the tournament, I think the plan was probably to have like 4 or 5 days, and then come back on the weekend. But no, because of, Dallas and Nashville having to be removed from the tournament due to positive COVID tests, they are just playing. They played yesterday, right? So we don't know the result yet because we were taping before that. But I think that main concern of especially with FC Dallas is that they will have up to 5,110 fans at the stadium. They will enforce social distancing. They will require a mask. People still think that, especially with Texas, that this is not the right move. And it doesn't feel like the right move.
I mean, the numbers are starting to sort of settle a bit in Texas. They've been working really hard on not, continuing to be the epicenter or like getting to that point. Mm-hmm. This just seems a little too soon. You know what I mean? It's just like, I get that you can have 5,000, but just because you can, you can say whatever you want to your girl, but should you? You know what I mean? Especially if she just finish being that mad at you. You know what I mean? Like, should you? Now's not the time to bring up the plates, my guy. Let it go. You go do the plates. Like that's it. Just kind of feels like this. It's like, it's a lot of it is like, well, the government says we can, or what if we do social distancing? What I mean, waiting for the bathroom line.
We're gonna trust the government right now. With how they've handled everything. We're gonna
fam, just go wash the plates. Honestly,
No, man. We've said it a bunch of times. Like, obviously, we just hope all the players are safe, the fans are safe, the staff, everybody involved. And look, we know the staff at FC Dallas. They've shown us a lot of love. Obviously, they're taking it seriously and will not try to be, they're not going to be reckless per se, but it just doesn't make too much sense. It just doesn't feel necessary. And when it comes to we talk about setting an example from people in leadership, this feels like not a good example. It may not be necessarily detrimental, and you can avoid spreading the infection and all this other stuff. But again, it just doesn't feel like a great example for MLS to be setting to begin with. But again, just hoping nothing happens.
And we do want to reiterate, that there's other things that shouldn't be open. There's other things that are open that should be closed. Theme parks, stuff like that are trying to do this stuff. It's like, everybody just chill and wait until this is completely done. But it's already happened, but hope everyone is safe. That's all that matters, is that the safety of everyone, from players to, the person checking your ticket, everyone in between there.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's things are starting back up. Obviously, FC Dallas and Nashville will have play each other twice. Those will be the first 2 games returning. But on the 20th. It's like sort of when things get back to normal, and all the other teams that were in the bubble will start playing again. And NYCFC is Hudson River Derby. So an entertaining match to start the regular season back up per se. And
people are like, oh, but there's not going to be fans. Don't worry, the teams don't like each other. There's going to be enough animosity.
Yeah, and the fact that Red Bull Arena apparently will be housing every team in Major League
Soccer. It's now an Airbnb. Did you see that? There's a team from Toronto coming down. This NYC.
So New York Red Bulls will be playing at Red Bull Arena. New York City Football Club will be playing at Red Bull Arena. Toronto FC will be playing at Red Bull Arena, and now Montreal Impact will be playing at Red Bull Arena. And
so shouts to the grounds crew, because
they're gonna be they're gonna need full capacity to fix the pitch. They were concerned over like Sky Blue playing. Oh no, you were no. It's gonna
fam, we got a lot happening on this pitch. So and hurry up, because the fair's coming to town. It's like the next thing.
So it is gonna be interesting. Obviously, those matches, but the 20th, the 21st, so that weekend, where I think we're all going to be watching these games. Like, we see what the Major League Baseball is going through with the Marlins having to postpone games and things like that. We're hoping it's not the same, but
they were really good about the bubble, so maybe MLS is sort of prepared for this. Their planning seems to be on point.
They're giving direction to all the players, like, yo, we understand you're back home, but there's a lot of that are
your homie. FaceTime with your homie. You don't need to go to a bar with your homie. All right.
Exactly.
So hopefully everyone's safe. But I can't wait for more MLS action. In fact, we got more after this.
My name is Mark Fratto. I'm the Yankee Stadium voice of New York City Football Club, and I kick it with the Cooligans.
All right, baby, we're back on Cooligans Living Room FC. And by the way, don't forget, we got Gianluca Busio coming up after this segment, which is a wild, great player. I'm excited. Christian isn't, but I am. No, I'm joking with you.
What are you talking about? I have Gianluca Busio's hair.
That's right. We got to get you the golden frosted tips, just like Gianluca Busio.
Yeah, we gotta. Fubo.
Yeah. Come on,
where's the
Fubo?
Budget for the?
Give him some sun in. What's that? $3.99 at a Dwayne Reed. You can't hook that up. Speaking of, big moves. Like you getting them frosted tips. Sam Mewis is going to Manchester City, already announced. I believe she's there either this week or next week. She's officially there, which seems to sort of be the first chip to fall in a tide of U.S. women's national team players or just big NWSL names going over to some big names in Europe. And I mean, a lot of people are really excited about this, but some people are not as much, partially because I think maybe this is kind of the end of national team players feeling the need to be on NWSL clubs.
I don't think that. I think especially women's national team players, or really any NWSL player, is going to go somewhere where soccer is being played. Right, the United States will does not.
So you think, but this is a permanent deal. This isn't just like an NWSL offseason move.
No, I know that, but obviously she's leaving the Courage. But who knows for how long? It could be just. I don't know how long the deal is for. Is it longer than a year? I'm not exactly sure because I haven't seen the details. But
you're asking me for facts. I mean, come on, Christian. What? Do you remember who I am?
I'm pretty sure the. I think it's more of a temporary plan to just play, but I think it's obvious that the NWSL is a stronger league than the women's league in England. So I don't think it's anything necessarily. I don't think it's a trend starting. I think this is maybe for the next year, maybe the beginning of the next NWSL season. There might be some big name players that we don't see, but this is a solution to the problem of the Challenge Cup is over. I need to play soccer somewhere. Manchester City is a big club.
If they're tossing the bag, go get that bag.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, it's what you're going to do. But I do think it's a little scary maybe not as bad as if this happened a year or two ago, right? Because if national team players leave NWSL 2 years ago, that's bad for NWSL. But we just saw Houston Dash, which have no national team players on it, or U.S. women's national team players. So there's no U.S. women's national team players on Houston Dash. So, and they won, and they won handily, right? So maybe this is a sign that there's just more talent available, and there's a way to be there's a way to win without previously needing, national team players. The big issue is marketing, right? Those national team players do put people in the seats. Right. I mean, they're just big names. They're big names in a general sense. Right. So when fans do come back, you're going to want national team players.
Well, we should clarify. They do have national team, not U.S. women's national team players.
I said not U.S. national
yes.
team players.
I'm just saying it shows but that is also a good sign that the other teams, the other countries' national team players playing in NWSL has clearly raised the level of the NWSL. Right.
Absolutely.
It's difficult to just simply say, kind of the broad statement of like, oh, you don't need U.S. women's national team players and you can win, when the Challenge Cup also was missing a lot of U.S. women's national team players on their team. So it was like the Thorns didn't necessarily have their strongest squad available to kind of judge per se and kind of make that statement. That's all.
What I'm trying to say is call up Shea Groom. That's what we're trying to say here.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. That's. I mean, that's basically. We just have to just start a campaign to do that.
Yeah.
Vlaco, do the right thing.
Let's go.
All right. We have Gianluca Busio, midfielder for the Sporting Kansas City, coming up next. Come right back.
Baby, we back on a Cooligans Living Room FC, and this is what we do, yo. We're like a revolving door of stars. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, dude. Just in and out. All right, take your gift bag and get out of here.
Go Beckham, keep it moving. We got other people. You know what I mean? This is what we do. Landon Donovan, thank you, but your time is up. We got other people.
Okay.
I mean,
the future. We gotta allow the future to come through.
100%. And this next person, I mean, talk about the future, right? I mean, this dude's got a very bright future. And if you listen to Taylor Twellman, he's going to have a lot of airline points coming up. You know what I mean? Doing my hit platinum on Delta. You know what I mean? This dude just absolutely shows up every time, big time. And I can't believe how young this dude is because he plays like a big man. All right. This dude absolutely special. We've actually talked to him once before. It was literally just before the world ended. So it's nice to talk to him now. Post bubble, ladies and gentlemen, from your Sporting Kansas City, the one, the only, put your hands together unless you're driving, for Gianluca Busio.
What's good, brother?
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Good to be back with you guys and talking to you guys.
Cheers, man. So, look, real quick, let's talk about just how the bubble was for you. How was the MLS Is Back tournament? Unfortunately, it didn't end the way Sporting Kansas City would have wanted. But what was your experience like? Just being secluded that way, and then being solely focused on that tournament.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I guess some people would say. I enjoyed it. For me, I'm not really leaving a family behind or anything like that. So I was kind of just back to my academy days. I was with the other younger guys, and we played video games in a hotel room for a month. So I enjoyed that part, but it's difficult, trying to, you're in one spot for, about a month, and you're playing games every 5 days. So that was definitely hard to get used to, but I think we had a good, decent tournament. Obviously, we wanted to make it further, but the first 3 games counted towards the regular season, so that was pretty big that we got 2 wins out of that. And hopefully, when the season's starting back up, we can stay on the top.
The season's starting back up pretty soon. I mean, how are things looking? Are you excited? I know it's a little different when you're in the bubble team. Like everything is planned for you. Are you waking up like, yo, what time is breakfast? Oh wait, I got to make this myself.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Just playing and maybe it won't be a full stadium, but just playing in other team stadiums and even at home. And, you get to do your own routine. You don't have to, be in a bubble and wake up from your hotel room. It's your own bed. So I'm looking forward to that a lot, and hopefully it'll get somewhat back to normal. Hopefully.
Yeah. How were those? You played in the 9 a.m. game, right? I think you played in one. How was that? What was that routine like? Getting up that early before the sun is even out.
That was difficult. Because I think it wasn't as bad for us because we had training in the morning every day, so we were waking up that early. But we were waking up at like 6 on game day, and team meal at 6:30. So that was something that everybody has to be used to. But you got your coffee or whatever you needed to get up, and by 9 a.m. it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as hot as the other days, so that was pretty good. But the morning games was difficult to get up for.
Dude, for us, it's like we're stand-up comics. Sometimes like the network will be like, all right, let's do this shoot early. I'm like, all right, I'll see you guys at noon. That's early for us. I guess, all right, I guess I got to wake up early, see what the real people do in this world. Like, I can't imagine what it's like to wake up so early, but then be ready to play a competitive match at 9 a.m.
Yeah. You guys handled it as well as you could.
For sure.
Those group stage matches. But I'm curious how one of the things that was fascinating about the MLS Is Back tournament was obviously no fans, but also no, depending on the channel you watch, there was no crowd noise, and
and they put mics everywhere.
Right? And your coach, all right, Peter Ramirez is quite the vocal human being. Look, we know.
Did he think the games were like on HBO? Because my homie went like, y'all. I hope y'all complete this out.
No, I'm just curious about I know that he could be a tough coach, which is necessary in whatever circumstance, but the feeling, especially after the loss to Philadelphia, he was really mad. He made it really clear that he was really, really not happy with the team's performance. How does that? Is that a thing that that you appreciate the coaches taking responsibility and that can express that, or is it like, yo, chill, man, we tried our best,
Nah, definitely with him. I think especially me, I've been around him for about 3 or 4 years now, and I know it's not him trying to act out or anything. It's not him trying to be extra. That's how he is. He wants things done, the right way, and he wants to win. And he's gonna yell at you. He's gonna be intense. And at first, it takes a little getting used to. Kind of you're like, dude, why you gotta be so mean? But after the year, it helps you a lot. He brings out the best in you, and even if that is getting on you, and if you're doing things well, he'll tell you you're doing well, but he wants everything as close to perfect as possible. And as you can see, he's very animated about that. And, he's very open. He won't shy away from anything. And he's an honest guy. And I think that's a good quality for a coach that, he'll tell you when you're not doing things right. And, hopefully it motivates a player to
yeah, you've known him for a long time. You're practically a veteran now and you're 18 years old. When a new player who's 30 years old come in, you'd be like, get in here, young buck. Let me show you how this works. If you hit the vending machine right here, you get an extra bag of Doritos. You're like an old veteran at 18.
Yeah, I definitely been here. But now I'm still treated like the young guy. I am 18, so I don't really have veteranship over anybody.
You signed with the team when you were 16. It is pretty wild because I think honestly, just from last year to this year, I don't know what the training regimen has been. I don't know if we hit a growth spurt, but I'm like, yo, Gianluca, this dude's a unit out there. He's a unit in the midfield.
My guy put in weight.
I think quarantine helped with that a little bit. You got time to yourself to work out and especially eat my mom's food. That'll get me a little bit.
I think your quarantine was drastically different than my quarantine. I was not trying to work out. They're like, you seem to have gotten bigger in the waist area. Gianluca built the shoulders, though.
One other thing that was we teased it in the beginning when Alexis introduced you, but during the broadcast, especially the ESPN broadcast, Taylor Twellman kept bringing up this rumored move to Fiorentina, and there's an offer on the table, and there's all this other stuff. How does that affect, or not even how it affects you, but how does that feel, being a young player in Major League Soccer, and people on TV are talking about yo, they want you out in Europe?
I think that's pretty special. As a young player, especially, growing up, you're watching, Premier League games and Serie A games, and you're thinking that that's your goal and that's and that's my goal, is to play in Europe at some point. So knowing that, you're playing well enough to even bring that attraction, just to say that they're interested in you is it's pretty cool for me, especially with a guy like me who has, big dreams to make it far. So that's pretty special. And obviously I try not to think about it that much, when I'm playing for Sporting right now, and, for however long, I'm going to be here. I'm trying to focus on that and hopefully play more and more and better, so I can, maybe raise the transfer fee, or, I don't know. You never know what can happen. So right now I'm just focused on Sporting, but it's also in the background.
You're gonna play so well where it's like, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah. You're trying to get that Mbappe money, right? How many curlers you got to send in top bins to get that 100 million? I wanted that Jadon Sancho money.
All right, we'll be right back with more Gianluca Busio right after this.
Hey guys, I'm Hercules Gomez, and I got Gully with the Cooligans. They're going to tell me what that means, but I did it.
All right, baby, we're back on the Cooligans Living Room FC. Gianluca Busio. We were actually talking about it a little bit, right? And of course, there's like a lot of things that you kind of got to say, right? Like, but I'm sure at the end of the day, just having someone be interested in you, whether it's Europe or just in another country or in another league, that's got to feel good. But also, you have a really strong connection to Italy, besides the name, which sounds like you own a deli in New York. I mean, Gianluca Busio sounds like you're just throwing gabagool at people. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful name. But your father is from Italy. He's Italian born, and you hold Italian citizenship, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I do. Yes, I got it a couple years ago.
Okay, good. Prepare it.
It was. I got it at first for mainly vacations, but now it's.
Yeah.
Come on, yo! You don't need no passport from here to go on vacation, but I respect it. But like when you look at something like whether it's Serie A or it's Premier League, right? When you started out playing in North Carolina, and you look at how different MLS plays from other leagues and how different they train in the U.S. and the national team, what specifically do you think prepared you for that? Because you've had some major steps, right? You went national team, obviously developed in North Carolina, then going through the Sporting system. What exactly do you think helped you the most that prepared you for Europe?
Obviously, I think Sporting is doing a great job of me now to prepare me for that. It's a professional team. They're very professional in everything. You have to be responsible, and basically, I'm being treated as an adult, and that's what in Europe. I bet it's going to be a lot of responsibility, and you have to, kind of take care of yourself and fend for yourself if you really want to make it. And I think, growing up, it's always been like that for my family. They've pushed me to try to do the best I can, and they're not going to baby me through anything. If I want something, it's up to me to go get it. And I think my family did a good job with that, and I think that's why I chose Sporting to move from North Carolina, just because they kind of built that, around that, to build you up to be professional at such a young age, and teach you to be mature. And I think in Europe, all that's going to come in handy. So in the end, all you have to focus about is playing well in soccer, and eventually.
Yeah, we went to Swope Park. To the training center a couple years ago. We were on a tour, and we did one of the stops was in Kansas City. You guys had a U.S. Open Cup match the day of our show. That we did a live show, so like nobody came, right? They were at the game, right? So it was like frustrating. We just scheduled it. We were like, we don't, obviously you never wish a team to lose, but I'm like, damn, why they had to be in the U.S. Open Cup the same day?
Only they play worse.
But we went to the training ground, and we met a couple of the academy players, like who I think one just signed, Kave Rod, and his brother, the twin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we played Fuchi. You know that game Fuchi, which basically it's like soccer tennis, but against the net. Played against them.
Oh yeah.
Guess who won? Your boy.
He literally said all of that to tell you he won, by the way.
Yes, but to compliment them, I'm like, you know what? These are academy kids. They're young, but they were quite professional. Even in their loss to a trash soccer player like me. So feel pretty good.
I will also say, like we did like a sketch where kind of like a sketch where I did some tactical stuff. Like I gave them some like advice offensively, which clearly I don't know what I'm doing. I told at one point I think I told them to try kissing the neck of the opposing player, that would throw them off. Okay, so like clearly I don't know what I'm doing, right? Like it was supposed to be a joke, and they sat there like, okay, I was the least mature person there. So to give you and Swell Park and all of the Kansas City system credit, I walk in, I'm the least professional and mature person across the board.
I can't imagine Alexis trying to have that same conversation with Vermees. It would be a nightmare. He would not tolerate it even a little bit.
No, he would kick me out instantly. He'd be like, security. I was going to say, when you look at sort of the type of player that you are in the national team system, there seems to be a flood of youth coming into the national team system. Where do you think you are right now within the national team makeup? And where do you see yourself fitting in with some of these younger players that are now becoming standard, stable players?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of youth coming up right now, and not just in the MLS. There's a bunch in Europe too, and I think it's pretty cool to be a part of that group, or just to be in the same category as that group. We're gonna try to change the American soccer, and that's pretty special to be a part of that. And more and more, younger guys are coming up, so that's good. And I think the guys now are here to model for the younger guys also. So it's pretty cool. And I've grown up with a lot of these guys who are being the big names now, I guess, for the young guys. And, I've been playing with them for a bunch of years now. So, I love seeing, all the guys, especially the younger guys doing big things in Europe and MLS. And, hopefully I can, still be a part of the group, and we can all make the jump to the national team.
Who is I know a lot of the youth national team players obviously stay in touch and are pretty close, and even when they make it to the senior team. Is anyone that you're closest to that is in the same group as you? Anybody maybe either playing in Europe or here?
Yeah. Well, obviously my team was, or that I'm still probably my closest friend on the team, the 02 team, was probably either George Bello from Atlanta, Joe Scally, he's going to Germany actually this year, and obviously Gio was Gio Reyno. We were pretty close. So yeah, I always stay in touch with them. Those are probably the three main ones, but we all that whole team stayed in touch. But those three.
How's Joe's German coming along? So you're going to
he's going from a New York accent to a team called Mönchengladbach. He's gonna be spitting a lot trying to say them words, man. A lot of saliva collecting on the edges. When you were playing incredibly well in the bubble, and I'm assuming, we saw Berhalter just hanging out, taking a lot of notes. Did you maybe have a conversation with Coach Greg?
Yeah, I don't think about what you're thinking, but we definitely had a casual conversation in the hotel. We were, crossing paths, and I was just, talking about the games and stuff, and hopefully, in the end, like I said, I want to play for the national team, and it's pretty cool to be, casually speaking with the guy who can make that come true. So, it was pretty cool, and it was just good to talk to him, and it's pretty cool that he, knows.
You didn't be like, yo, give me your number, I'll drop you a link to my mixtape. It's mostly highlights, but maybe.
Okay, but it's gonna be over techno music, how it is.
It's YouTube shit, right?
It's the standard.
We got to do it.
No, it's good. It is good to see. Obviously, seeing you excel and seeing you look. Like I was saying, when you. This happens a lot when young players get signed in MLS, right? You heard it with like Freddie Adu, right? And it's like the pressure is immediately like on this like young child. There's gonna be the future. But then when you saw like Alphonso Davies, and it's like, yeah, he was young, but look at where he is now. So anything is really possible. So obviously, if Berhalter is seeing you and seeing you progress, obviously is just exciting. So we're big Gianluca Busio fans, man. That's all we're saying, bro. All right. We have more with Gianluca right after this, everybody. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? I'm Aleko Eskandarian, and I just nutmegged the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans Living Room FC. We are here with Gianluca Busio of Sporting Kansas City. And Gianluca, I'm curious about the bubble in particular. You had mentioned you were obviously playing video games for a month, which can be nice and relaxing. I watched during the lockdown. I had watched MLS had a FIFA tournament, and where they had professional players play with the EMLS player, and I had seen Juan Kuzain play as well. I don't know if you watched this, but this dude. I mean, he's good on the pitch, but the dude can play FIFA. He's really good. He's like legit, like a professional. How competitive are you at FIFA? How good are you at FIFA? Do you ever play against him? So what was it like amongst Sporting Kansas City players when it comes to FIFA?
Obviously, we're pretty competitive. But actually, we don't really play, against each other. We play pro clubs a lot. Where you control, one guy. And so it actually, Kuzain wasn't on our team. He's on a different team with his guys from
the pros. All right.
All right. He's like, sorry guys, I got my own crew.
So he's playing. And so we for a good 3 weeks there, we just played against each other. So obviously the SKC guys, so me, Jalen, and Cam Duke, Felipe, all of them were on one team, and then we challenged against Kuzain's team and his boys from back home. So that got pretty competitive, and that was tough. But all right, I'm pretty good. I'm the striker.
There you go.
I think I'm the.
Do you ever play as yourself?
Nah, I do sometimes. Like when we play career mode, I'll probably sign myself and keep me on the bench or something. So. But no, I don't.
It must be tough especially when you are just a younger player who grew up with the game, and then you're excited, I'm in FIFA, this is crazy. But why is my rating so trash, man? It's crazy.
Put some respect on my pace or something. Look at my strength now, EA. What are you doing?
Yeah, man, I expected it.
Yeah. Look, that's enough. It's weird because for a lot of players, that's a real motivation to grow as a player, to have a better FIFA card.
Your coach is like, man, why'd you put in so much work in the offseason? Like, dude, I was looking at I want the player of the year card, just my thumbs are hurting. I was playing as myself so much. We have a group called Gully Squad. That's like our Patreon. Shouts to them. They're our supporters, right? And they give us some questions, and we got two questions that this might cause some heat. This might cause some problems for you, okay? First, I'm going to ask you, Kyle Ritchie's, what is Gianluca miss most about Greensboro? Because Kansas City barbecue just don't hit and I think it's Stammy's? Yeah, so he basically said, what do you miss most? And I know it's our barbecue, which is better. So the floor is yours, Gianluca Busio.
I think I'm gonna say Kansas City.
Okay.
But I think it is. I think North Carolina is more kind of vinegarish. It's good, but it's not it doesn't feel like real barbecue. KC, it's big barbecue that fill you up within a bite. So I like the KC barbecue more. But back home, I probably miss. I guess.
Besides the family, we get it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'd probably say I think the pickup games there. We had a lot of fun pickup games at the Sportsplex down in Greensboro, and I was just kind of playing with old high school friends and my brother's friends. So that was always fun to do. And I gotta say, my mom's cooking is
well. Then, so Thorin Svensson said, and this is along with cooking. This isn't mom's cooking. Maybe mom's tired, right? And you guys go out for some food. He asked, which is better, Popeyes or Bojangles? And we've had Bojangles. You think Bojangles off the rip? Oh, God, Gianluca, why are you lying to these people on our show?
Nah, Bojangles.
All right, so you heard it here first. Gianluca Busio loves dry-ass biscuits. You heard it here first.
I've never had Bojangles.
You did. We had it at the airport. Remember we did the layover.
Oh, man, then it must have been not that memorable, bro. I don't say it.
That popping.
Nah.
So because you said Bojangles, that makes me think Greensboro barbecue. Stamius is better than KC. Although I prefer whole hog. I'm Cuban. We just eat pork at every chance we get. So I'm more of a whole hog guy. But all right, good. I got to ask the 2 food questions. I feel good about myself.
Jim Manolius of Gully Spot also. He asked this, and I know I've seen the ladies of the call-up, Jillian Sakovitz and Susanna Collins, they're always talking about you, and really, like, I think they want to adopt you. I think that's really because he says, does Gianluca know how much Susanna Collins and how much they love you? Are you just aware of what they're putting out into the world? All this Gianluca positivity.
The start of the Gianluca Busio fan club is right there at the call-up.
I know it. Me and Suzanne are pretty close. We have, she's my best friend back in Greensboro. So, she knew me before I really knew who she was. She was watching me play soccer when I was like, 8 and 9 playing with my best friend, and she was on the sidelines watching me. So, I didn't really know about that until a couple of years ago, and found out that, when I met her one time, she was telling me about my friend and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
awesome.
They're cousins. So, so obviously we're pretty close now, just because, we have that connection. And
one thing I also really love about you and your family, your mom, seeing her at games. I forgot what there was a clip I think that was being shared around, but your mom is like so supportive and really cool. And whenever she's at games, it's just like the love is like just really present, and the support. What did she mean for your development as a soccer player?
Obviously, she meant pretty much everything from, taking me to games to paying for me to play soccer is that's just the basics, and it's pretty special to me. And, she supported me through everything while she was, doing her own thing, getting a job and taking care of 2 other kids. She was still, making me, supporting my dreams. And, she was supportive of everything. Whatever I wanted to do, I played other sports and gave up on soccer for a couple years. And, she supported me through whatever sport. And then eventually when I chose soccer at the end, she was, right there to push me. And when I told her that, I wanted to move to Kansas and, all these decisions I had to make on my own, she didn't, knock me down. She didn't, tell me what she wanted. She asked if I wanted it. And she, was on the first flight to Kansas with me. So, I got to play a lot of,
part of it is beautiful. And then part of it, when you were like, oh, I'm going to go to Kansas, you're like, all right, please, finally, get out.
Maybe this house will smell normal again. These teenagers in here. Because you probably ate a lot at that point, too, just as a teenager. It's like, that's half a meal less I got to cook. There won't be Bojangles bags everywhere.
It's beautiful, man. No,
that is great.
It's beautiful to hear. All right, we'll be back with more Gianluca Busio right after this. Welcome back, and thank you to Gianluca Busio of Sporting Kansas City for joining us. Sporting Kansas City currently in first place in the Western Conference. Do not forget, and they will be returning on Friday, August 21st, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, playing against Minnesota United. So
not 9:30 in the morning, which is nice.
Correct, a little better. Gianluca, is there anything you want to let people know about before we sign off?
Just thank you guys for having me again. It was good talking to you guys again, and thank you to everybody who's listening or watching or however you're doing it. And hopefully you guys can watch the season this year, and hopefully it can provide some something to watch while everybody's or at home sometime. And everybody stay safe, and
All right, dude. Thank you so much. All right, so make sure you follow at Soccer Cooligans on all social media. Follow at Fubo Sports as well on every social media platform, and make sure you to subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel for full episodes of the show. So let us end the show the way we normally do. So for Gianluca Busio, my name is Christian Polanco.
My name is Alexis Guerreros,
and together, what are we?
The Cooligans!
Yeah.
Boom.